Welcome back. Now we'll start this segment with mental health. Once upon a time, the birth of twins was considered a bad omen, leading to the killing of twins in some parts of the country. And I'm sure some of us remember stories from that time. People with sickle cell disease were not spared, as they were tagged abikus or ogbanjes, which means children who come and go in local parlance. Well, all that changed with sensitization and awareness campaign. Sadly, those living with mental health challenges are still groping in the dark for so many years, and it's something that is sad. In this next report, Tekla Wilkie tells us how the Mental Health Act can be the game changer for families and victims with mental health disorder.
Yeah, I was supposed to do exam by Saturday, mathematics, whom the father adopted my services to take her between Wednesday and between Thursday and Friday. During the night of that second day, so the first day, so the second day, I was attacked somehow.
Kola is a 48-year-old native of Oyo State. He was a student of the Obafemi Awolowo University, pursuing a degree in geography when life took a different turn.
I think it was after the 10th year, and when you spend 10 years in the university, they terminate your studency. So it was after the 10th year that my studency was terminated.
Kola's case is one version of the many who suffer some form of mental health disorder. In responding to the situation, a Nigerian medical doctor, Senator Ibrahim Oloriegbe, who represented Kwara's Central Senatorial District in the Ninth Assembly, took it upon himself to make a difference. This initiative has changed the course of history of mental health care in Nigeria.
The understanding of Nigeria, of most people, because of our local factor, is that anybody that has mental health is either bewitched or the person has done bad thing, and then the right of that person is taken off from the person. They chain the person, they start beating the person, and it was taken as if it is the norm, which is wrong.
Coming up with a legislative framework to protect the rights of mental health victims seemed like a bridge too far.
It has to do with opportunity cost. You know, the fact is, we had our predecessors who over 30, 35 years have been trying to get a modern mental health law for Nigeria to shift us away from that lunacy act of 1914 or 1916 that we inherited from the colonial masters. A very harsh and cruel law that does not really understand the meaning of mental health.
The silver lining was a signing of the Mental Health Act. It became the first mental health legislative document which replaced the Lunacy Act of 1958. It begs the question of why it took so long to finally come up with its legislation.
The process for lawmaking in Nigeria is very tedious. It took a lot of time.
What indeed was a game changer after previous failed attempts?
The Mental Health Act impact would be great for this country. I mean, it's something that, one, now with the law that we have for grant, it means all so-called traditional mental homes where people are treated inhumanly, they've become illegal. And that would mean people that are treated subhumanly, if I can use that word, will stop. That's a great impact because we are returning rights to the life of the people. Of course, secondly, with the establishment of the mental health department in the ministry, once funding is provided for it, we are going to have a mental health system that will serve from primary care up to the national care. And then it means you have a focus.
Implementation remains a major challenge, with funding and manpower topping the list.
We have made some ways. I told you about the 1%, which we say should be 2% now. And this government, the new government want to agree to that. The National Health Act said of considered revenue fund of the federal and all the state government, with 2% of the Nigerian money will go for that insurance. But two, we are looking at some other sources. We said they want to remove subsidy for petrol, and there will be some savings. We said a percentage of that should go for health insurance. So these are some of the ones we have identified. And we said the allocation to the health sector should increase to at least 10% of the budget.
The Mental Health Act is no doubt a light in a tunnel, but is it bright enough to help the likes of Kola scale through the solid wall of stigmatization and social exclusion? Only time will tell.